Hey, what's up, App Mafias? Welcome back to The Commute. And in this video, we are joined by Azim sir. He is a senior Android developer at Battery Smart, and there's a lot of things that we cover. We cover about how do you get your first customer to how to get an Android interview. So there are a lot of things that we cover. Hopefully, this adds some real value to you. If you have anything that you want to ask, you can ask Azim sir, and his links will be given down below. If you have anything to add, comments are open for you. For now, let's get started. I actually wanted to start off with every podcast. I always start off with people asking, like, how do you define a stable life? So, what according to you is the definition of stable life for you?
So basically, according to me, stable life. So uh, I will not talk about the in perspective of the especially job. So basically, the first definition is that you should have a good health. The first thing for stable life. The first priority is your health. Then second is you must have a good job, and the third point is like you have a good relations either with your family, with your friends. So if we have these combination of things, then we can say that a life is stable. Apart from this, like there are a lot of things that can be considered, but on the top note, we can prioritize at least these things for this stability. And the one more thing we should consider for the stability thing, like apart from job, like everyone should have any like side hustle at least.
Yeah, yeah,
So
100%.
stability depends not on the job, like it depends on the your side hustles.
100%. Like, I always wanted to ask someone who is senior to me, if you were to start some kind of side hustle, and as a software engineer who is just starting out, who doesn't have like this much experience, I cannot teach someone because I didn't have anything to back up. I can only
Hmm.
teach something that I've learned. So what I do is that I record some of the stuff that I have learned, then share it in the public. That's what I do. And
Hmm.
I think so. A lot of people define it as building in public. I,
Hmm.
as a side hustle, what is the minimum requirement, the minimum stuff that any student or engineer who has just passed out of the college can start, as well as
Hmm.
take up jobs.
No, there is no barrier or there is no minimum requirement. So like what I have seen on the on many different platforms, like people those are still in the schools, correct? They are doing side hustles and they are like easily earning a good amount of a good amount of money, correct? Like there is no minimum requirement and money is another thing. And side hustle basically provides you two things. First, the how you should take the steps in the market, how you should execute the plans, and apart from this, the second thing is the money, correct? So the minimum requirement is not anything. You can start at at any age or anything, anytime.
Yeah. What do you think would be the good example for someone who is just started out in development, right? For example, me, I have just passed out in 2023 right now, and it's been around 1 year of experience in
Hmm.
the work environment. I want to
Hmm.
start some kind of side hustle to just accept freelancing. I want to do
Hmm.
something that first of all contributes, adds some value to someone's life, and
Correct.
secondly, and helps me earn a little income. That will be much bigger in the near that compounding effect will be much bigger in the future. What do you think
Hmm.
will be the process of selection of a good side hustle idea?
So basically side hustle we can do any side hustle. Just like अगर हम एक simple से example ले सकते हैं if we are a tech person, correct? So right now what people are doing, like people are making course, correct? People are doing freelancing, ठीक है? People are provide some guidance, these things. But apart from this, there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things that we can do in the market. Example, you can start some business thing in the parallel, correct? Whatever you can do, you can start some selling things on the e-commerce thing. So right now e-commerce is booming, correct? So you can start some e-commerce, not like a big level, like on the small level, correct? You can start like some agency thing, like for the graphic design agency thing, or like complete digital marketing agency things. Like people are doing the jobs, people are also doing these things. And like if you are a fitness freak, just like I am a fitness freak basically. So basically you can start like making the fitness plans for the peoples, correct? You can start guiding the peoples. तो बहुत सारी चीजें आप काफी सारी चीजें कर सकते हो। ठीक, तो लाइक एनीथिंग लाइक जिसमें भी आपका इंटरेस्ट हो, यू कैन डू, जस्ट डू, डोंट लिमिट योर सेल्फ ओनली एट द टेक।
100%. I've Yeah.
I want to highlight something like when I was in my second year. So I have do many things. Like I have start blogging, I have start my YouTube channel, I have start freelancing with the startups, correct? And I have start teaching to the peoples. And apart from this, like I have started like I have not disclosed on the online platform that गत्ता बेचने वाली जो चीज होती है ना, correct?
Yeah,
So I have start to doing trying to do these things. Like how can we generate money? Like it's not like belongs to your tech, like what you are doing. So basically अगर आप बीटेक कर रहे हो, ठीक, तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आपको जॉब में जाना है, करेक्ट? सो आप बहुत सारे साइड हसल्स कर सकते हो, यू कैन डू वट एवर यू वांट, एंड दिस विल हेल्प यू टू गेन सम एक्सपीरियंस एंड लाइक some sort of like knowledge.
100%. I actually encountered this new thing. Have you heard about Alex Hormozy?
Yes, what?
Have you heard about Alex Hormozy?
Alex Hermose, no.
No, no. Okay, he's a guy. He's basically takes on gyms. He has a service that he takes on gym and tries to expand them so that the gym owners can earn more money. He has a YouTube channel and he always gives away this free business ideas and free business advices to anyone who has some kind of agency, general business ideas and general business techniques to improve overall. And I've encountered this one thing that how do you even get your first customer, right? So according to him, it was that when you start out and you're not good at anything at all, when you're just starting out, you just came out of engineering, you can't even get a job. How are you supposed to get a client? That's another level of asking something. So how do you start out somewhere? What I have encountered is what I have tried to do. Please suggest me if I'm wrong. What I have tried to do, I actually reached out to my gym owner and I've said that I'll make the app. It's a native app, and I'll make the native app for you for free. I'll design it. I'll do everything for free. Just pay the Google console price to release the app. Other than that, it's all gonna be free. It's my first app, real customer, and yeah, I'm designing it. I'm trying to release it. After this particular customer, I'll try to reach another gym owner, and it would be the 20% more the price of what I'm around. So like it's 0 rupees right now. I'll charge around 20,000 rupees. That's very low for any kind of app. Just 10% of what the requirement
Only
would
for
be.
single time charge,
Sorry.
single time fee.
Yeah, it's 20,000 rupees, and that's it. Then if I go to next customer, it will increase to 40%. And till 120%, I can increase to that point of sales. When I start to, get customers out of, mouth marketing. Other than that, what do you suggest? What are another ways to get your first client as someone who's just got out of the college?
Hmm. So the first client, getting a first client is very difficult, and like basically it depends on you, on your skills. First, decide in which domain you want to do the things. Correct. Let's take an example of the gym. Correct. So in gym, like there are two things. Either you can provide your service to the gym, just like a tax services, correct? Or either you can provide some like plans and like you work out these things. So for the first thing, so if you are from a engineer background, so first thing is easy for you,
Mm-hmm.
just because of why, like you know coding, correct? And you know like how to publish the apps, you know how to generate the revenue from the apps. So what you can do, you can you should make the business models first before reaching to the client, correct? So you need to prepare the business model, how you generate the money, correct? सबसे पहले आपने एक बात बोली है कि like you reach to the client and say like please pay only for the Google console fee,
Yeah,
correct? So like how much like you charge 2,000, 5,000,
yeah,
not
yeah.
more than the correct? So like this 2,000 to 5,000 is only the one time fee,
Yes,
correct? So like what about after this?
yes. What?
लाइक आप
Yeah.
ऐप दे दिया, ठीक है, लेकिन उसके बाद क्या मॉडल आपके पास है, आप कैसे करोगे? सो लाइक वी शुड हैव दैट प्लानिंग.
Yes.
We should not give the customer single time service. We should engage the customer to the long term.
Agreed. Agreed. It's hard
Correct.
to get new customers rather than having customers who you already have and keep coming back to you. And
Correct.
yeah.
Correct. And like for the first customer thing, like I have a few tips actually. Like I am doing multiple things in the parallel. Correct. So what I have understand through the market, that you must first analyze the market, analyze the competitions. First, you should start from your local thing. Don't go directly online. Online is a like big market community. There is a lot of competition. First, you need to start from your local area and check the service what you are trying to provide. Check like how many people are trying to do these things in your local area. Identify the competition. Correct. Then after local competition, reach out the customer and say like why your service is better than the other clients. Sorry, other customer. Sorry, like other service providers.
Yeah.
करेक्ट. सो लाइक अगर वो लोग अगर वो कोई सर्विस 2000 की दे रहे हैं, ठीक है, आप उनको सबसे पहले प्राइस के अंदर कम लेकर आओ थोड़ा. लाइक ऐसा नहीं कि आप ये बोलो कि लाइक मेरी सर्विस सबसे अच्छी है तो मैं प्राइस में कम नहीं करूंगा और लोग लेंगे. नो. सबसे पहले लाइक जब भी एक कस्टमर माइंडसेट क्या होता है कि लाइक कितने की आपकी सर्विस है, हाउ मच इज योर चार्ज. ठीक है. तो आप सबसे पहले प्राइस के ऊपर थोड़ा सा काम करो, देन प्राइस आप मिनिमाइज लेकर फिर क्वालिटी के ऊपर जाओ कि लाइक कम प्राइस में हम आपको लाइक एक बेटर क्वालिटी प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं फ्रॉम द अदर पीपल्स. सो फर्स्ट ये दो थिंग्स हो गई. अगर आप उसके ऊपर कन्विंस कर पाते हो, देन आप फर्स्ट क्लाइंट क्रैक कर लोगे.
I agree. What I have encountered is that when I was uh, trying to talk with my gym owner, he was like, "What's the point of this particular app? How does it benefit me?" The thing that I've planned about around this particular gym app was that I asked him, how do gym owners actually make a lot of money? And he told me that it's personal training. A lot of people who convert from the normal gym area to personal training is something that helps him make more money. So I was like, yeah, this particular app helps you convert a normal customer into a premium gym owner, into a premium gym customer. So that's how I plan to do things. Like, what my business model is, I might not charge for the service of building an app, but I might charge when the app starts to earn for you. That's what I think. So, equation might be when you're starting out. That correct me if I'm wrong. What I'm trying to do is that, for example, I release an app, the customers start to convert from normal customers to premium customer through that app. I try to take 10%, 20% when the customer converts from the normal customer to premium one, and it helps me in the longer run because I've just made that particular asset for me instead of just a product. So I might need to maintain it, but it becomes a very big asset for me as compared to just a particular another app on the market. And I'm proving my skills by making uh, normal customers into premium ones. So that's how I think about uh, this particular business model. That's how I think service-based businesses should be, but most of them don't follow this particular method. Is there anything that you want to add on this particular topic, like the
Correct.
service-based? Yeah.
So yes, sir. So the first thing I want to highlight, let let's break down the business model of the gym. First thing, like how they are earning money right now. So basically, like if you talk about the local gyms, so in local gyms, like the entry fee is less, like around 5,000 to 10,000. No, sorry, like 500 to 1,000 per month.
Per month, yeah.
Correct. 500 to 1,000. Correct. So they are not making much amount from the entry fee or like the gym fee. Basically, how they make amount, how they make money. They make money from personal training and supplements.
Yeah, yeah.
सो सप्लीमेंट के अंदर लाइक मार्जिन काफी ज्यादा होते हैं. अगर आपको एमआरपी 10,000 की मिल रही है एक डब्बे पर, एक प्रोटीन के बॉक्स के ऊपर, ठीक है, तो वो डिपेंड करता है मार्केट में. कोई इसको 6,000 का दे रहा है, कोई 4,000 का भी दे रहा है, कोई 7,000 का भी दे रहा है. सो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द लाइक जो भी सप्लीमेंट सेल कर रहे हैं. तो मोस्ट ऑफ द मार्जिन दे डिराइव फ्रॉम द सप्लीमेंट्स एंड पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग. सो लाइक we can target these two things, like सप्लीमेंट वाली चीज में अगर हम एंटर करें, ठीक, वो थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट है इनिशियल लेवल पर, क्योंकि लाइक इट नीड्स अ बिग इन्वेस्टमेंट, correct? But if we go with the like apps for providing services, correct? So in that, what we can introduce the some plans for the personal trainers. Let's suppose like if in the gym there are like 4 to 5 members or like 10 members. So काफी सारे जिम में क्या होता है कि लोग आते हैं, वो लोग क्या करते हैं ना कि अपने जिम में किसी को भी आने देते हैं बेसिकली, जो लोकल जिम की बात कर रहा हूँ, ठीक, वो लोग आते हैं, वो अपने क्लाइंट्स को खुद बनाते हैं जिम के अंदर कि भाई आप पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग ले लो, आप पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग ले लो, ठीक है। तो उनके लिए क्या हो सकता है कि लाइक पीपल कम एंड रजिस्टर ऑन देयर ऐप, तो जिम वालों से खुद रजिस्टर कराएंगे कि भाई आप हमारे रजिस्टर्ड प्रोवाइड कर सकते हो, सर्विस प्रोवाइड कर सकते हो पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग की। तो वहां पर जो जिस बंदे रजिस्टर्ड होंगे और जितनी सर्विसेज या फिर जितने कस्टमर उन्होंने कन्वर्ट किए हैं, ठीक है, तो आप उसके ऊपर अपना कुछ रेवेन्यू मॉडल बना सकते हो, लाइक बेस्ड ऑन द पीटीज, कि एक बंदे ने, अगर एक बंदे ने 2 पीटी कवर किए हैं, उसका फीडबैक उस ऐप के ऊपर अच्छा मिला है, ठीक है, तो हम और बंदों को भी रिकमेंड करें कि भाई ये इस जिम के अंदर ये पीटी वाला बंदा सही है, ठीक, ले सकते हो, करेक्ट। सो ये तो लाइक एक नॉर्मल जिम की बात हो गई, एक सिंगल जिम की बात। बट इफ यू वांट टू स्केल दिस आइडिया ऑन अ लाइक समथिंग ब्रॉड लेवल, so what we can do, we can combine a lot of gyms of a local area, and in local area we can provide the suggestions or provide suggestions and feedback for the PTs, लाइक कि ये बंदा अच्छा है और आप लोग इस बंदे से इस एरिया में ले सकते हो और ये इस जिम के अंदर है। तो दिस कैन बी द लाइक गुड बिजनेस मॉडल एज वेल।
100%. It's a very
उससे क्या,
big business. Yeah.
करेक्ट, लाइक इससे क्या हो सकता है, लाइक जो पीटी प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं उनको अच्छी पीटी मिलेगी, ठीक, आपको हर पीटी के ऊपर कुछ अपना कमीशन आप सेट कर सकते हो, ठीक, अपने प्लान सेट कर सकते हो, और जो जिम ओनर है उसकी भी इनकम इससे इंक्रीज हो जाएगी।
100%. That's what I actually thought initially that I want to make. But again, as for a single person to make this big
हाँ,
app, it's very big task. Can't make that possible. So yeah. Um,
and one thing I want to highlight only, like if anyone want to start any business or any side hustle, correct, so first start from the very basic and from very like a minimum investment. Don't just influence from the social media influencer, from Instagram, from YouTube कि like उसने अभी ये चीज स्टार्ट की, उसने एड्स चलाए, एड्स रन की, उसके ऑर्डर्स आने लग गए या उसकी सर्विसेज आने लग गई और मेरा भी ऐसा हो जाएगा। नॉट, इट्स नॉट प्रैक्टिकल। लाइक वो लोग लगे हुए हैं, दिन रात लगा रखे हैं उन लोगों ने, लाइक एक सर्टेन सॉर्ट ऑफ टाइम के बाद उनकी ये चीज ग्रोथ हुई है। सो लाइक अगर आप एक बिजनेस के अंदर भी 1.5 लाख 2 लाख या 1 लाख डाल देते हो और सोचो कि मेरे पे दूसरे दिन से ही चीजें आने लग जाए और ग्रोथ होने लगे, देन इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल, आप डूब जाओगे।
100%. I agree.
सो लाइक यू शुड स्टार्ट ओनली फॉर द मिनिमम इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड चेक एंड डू द प्रैक्टिकल्स एक्सपेरिमेंट्स, क्या चीज चल रही है क्या नहीं चल रही है।
I agree.
आइडियली बिजनेस के ऊपर मुझे लाइक इतनी नॉलेज नहीं है, बट लाइक वट एवर आई हैव, आई लर्न फ्रॉम माई एक्सपीरियंस एंड आई एम ऑल्सो डूइंग, आई एम ट्राइंग टू लर्न एवरी डे apart from my job, apart from these codings and these all these things.
I actually want to expand on this particular topic that like learning except from jobs. I've seen a lot of people. I work in a service-based company. It's not a very big company, and I have people around me who are developing, app developers, and I've seen them particularly that they don't want to grow as such. That they're satisfied with their particular skill set. I'm not saying that they're not growing in that particular skill set. I'm saying that they're satisfied with what they have. And it's not a wrong mindset to have, but what I'm trying to do is like I'm a very ambitious guy and I want to grow more. And
Correct.
if someone wants to who's ambitious and he is in the job, right? What more can he do except the job to expand himself in the
Like job तो कर ही रहे हैं, like what else you are doing,
sorry.
and like this is becoming the mandatory thing. आज
Yeah,
के टाइम पे mandatory
agrees.
हो गया कि like you must do the side hustle just because of the layoff things, and the layoff things are like very common in nowadays. So like ये हम लोगों को एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ेगा कि जैसे like we are giving the interview, we are hiring, so layoff is also the part of this journey. ये ऐसा नहीं है कि लाइक हमने 2 साल जॉब की, लेफ हो गई, यार ये क्या हो गया, हमारे पास लाइक स्किल्स की कमी थी, हमने काम नहीं किया। इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट। बेसिकली इट्स अ प्रोसीजर, you give interview, you hire, you do work, देन अगर कंपनी के पास कुछ लाइक पैसे की कमी हो रही है, फंडिंग नहीं मिल रही है, ठीक है, या टीम बढ़ रही है, या फिर ज्यादा उनका बर्नआउट हो रहा है, तो लाइक दे विल ले ऑफ. इट्स पार्ट ऑफ दैट. सो आपको ये यू शुड मस्ट एक्सेप्ट दिस थिंग, एंड बाय एक्सेप्टिंग दिस you must start the side hustle.
I agree to that point. Um,
Yeah.
and I wanted to expand more on the topic of app development as such. What are your thoughts on Flutter versus React Native versus Kotlin multi-platform?
So basically, like there are a lot of things in the app development and a lot of confusion in the market. Like freshers wants to start app development but still confused, like which technology they want to choose. Like they should go for the Flutter, they should go for Kotlin, not Kotlin, for native Android. And in native Android they are also very confused, they should choose Java or Kotlin. So बहुत सारी confusion है. लिंक्डइन पर लोग जाते हैं, लाइक पीपल गेट्स कंफ्यूज्ड. कोई अपनी फ्लटर का कोई बंदा है वो अपनी चीज बताएगा, ठीक है, कंपोज का कोई बंदा है वो अपनी चीज बताएगा, रिएक्ट नेटिव का वो अपनी बताएगा. सो यहाँ से हम क्या देख सकते हैं कि लाइक आप चीजें कुछ भी कर सकते हो, करेक्ट. यू कैन गो विथ फ्लटर, यू कैन आइदर गो विद नेटिव प्लेटफॉर्म लाइक एंड्रॉइड नेटिव, यू कैन गो विद iOS, यू कैन गो विद रिएक्ट नेटिव एज वेल. ऐसा कुछ नहीं, किसी में जॉब खराब नहीं है, सब में आपको जॉब मिलेगी. एवरी फील्ड हैज मनी, हैज एक्सपोजर, हैज लर्निंग्स, करेक्ट. बट हाँ, अगर हम KMP की बात करें उस पॉइंट पर बाद में आऊंगा, ठीक है. अभी पहले हम इन चीज की बात करते हैं. ये लाइक रिएक्ट नेटिव, फ्लटर एंड एंड्रॉइड नेटिव.
Android native.
So I was talking about the like the first we need to discuss about the hybrid and native apps. So basically, like choosing a domain is depend like in which type of company or in which project you are being involved. Correct. So if you talk about for the fresher thing, correct. So people can learn anything. Like people can go with the Android native side. Like Android native apps, like are the apps which are built only for the particular OS.
Yes.
Like some apps for the like native, like for Android devices, and some apps for the iOS devices. But if we talk about the hybrid thing, so hybrid apps are those apps like which can build with a single code base but can run on the like multiple OS. Correct. Like people know this term very well. Correct. So like it depends on the on your choice. आप कुछ भी चूज कर सकते हो. यू कैन चूज एनीथिंग, फ्लटर और एंड्रॉइड. बट यस, राइट नाउ in Android, like if I see on my like LinkedIn feed, correct. So there are a lot of jobs for Android, correct. In good companies, good startups are using Android natives, just like Zomato, Ola, Uber. Like good startups are using like native apps just because of like there are some things like for native apps they provide the better performance, and uh, you can use the नेटिव रिसोर्सेज जस्ट लाइक कैमरा, करेक्ट. तो प्रॉपर आप उनके साथ प्ले कर सकते हो परफॉर्मेंस के मामले के अंदर, ठीक है. और कैमरा हो गया, NFC हो गया, तो जो इस तरह से जो OS बेस्ड चीजें होते हैं, रिसोर्स होते हैं, आप उनको इजी यूटिलाइज कर सकते हो, एंड यू कैन बिल्ड द गुड फीचर. सो
I agree.
दैट्स वाई company preferred most, like good company or bigger companies mostly preferred prefer to use the like to have different apps for both platform, iOS and Android. But yes, if you talk about the startups, so startups के पास like जो फंडिंग होती है इतनी फंडिंग नहीं होती, ठीक. सो दे वांट कि लाइक एक छोटी टीम है, एक दो बंदा है, सो वो फ्लटर की साइड जाएंगे क्योंकि कम इन्वेस्टमेंट के अंदर, ठीक है, कम कैश बर्नआउट के अंदर उनका काम हो जाएगा.
I agree.
बट जिनका अच्छा खासा पैसा है, जो अच्छी कंपनीज है, ठीक, तो वो लाइक डेफिनेटली विल गो फॉर द
Native apps.
नेटिव नेटिव एप्स, करेक्ट. सो ये तो हो गया हाइब्रिड नेटिव की बात. बट अगर हम यहाँ पर बात करते हैं रिएक्ट नेटिव की, सो बेसिकली रिएक्ट नेटिव इज ऑल्सो प्रोवाइड द क्रॉस प्लेटफॉर्म एप्स, करेक्ट. सो फ्लटर के अंदर अगर हम बात करते हैं तो फ्लटर के अंदर हमारी परफॉर्मेंस जो होती है काफी अच्छी हो जाती है एज कंपेयर टू रिएक्ट नेटिव. जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ लाइक रिएक्ट नेटिव क्या करते हैं, रिएक्ट नेटिव हैव जावास्क्रिप्ट ब्रिज
Mhm.
which is basically used for the, which is basically made the communication between the native component of the OS.
Yes.
बट फ्लटर में आप सिंगल कोड बेस लिखते हो, ठीक है, और इजीली आप एक UI को डिजाइन कर सकते हो दोनों एप्स के. अगर हम जॉब्स की बात करते हैं फ्लटर और रिएक्ट नेटिव के अंदर, तो वहां पर रिएक्ट नेटिव की जॉब्स ही काफी ज्यादा है आज के मार्केट के अंदर. और ऐसा नहीं कि अगर कोई बंदा सोचे कि मैं फ्रेशर हूं और मैं डायरेक्टली रिएक्ट नेटिव में ऐसे अप्लाई कर दूं, सो लाइक इट्स नॉट, इट्स डिफिकल्ट फॉर हिम. कि इनिशियल लेवल पर कंपनीज उनको हायर करेंगे एज ए रिएक्ट नेटिव डेवलपर
Yeah,
फॉर फ्लटर। दे आर हायरिंग, आप स्टार्टअप में देख सकते हो, लाइक फॉरेन के स्टार्टअप, रिमोट स्टार्टअप्स में आपको बहुत सारी हायरिंग मिल जाएंगी फॉर द फ्लटर डेवलपर, इवन फॉर द फ्रेशर एज वेल। पैकेजेस की वहां पर बात आ जाती है तो पैकेजेस कम होते हैं, 15, 20, 25 हज़ार तक फ्लटर के डेवलपर हायर हो रहे हैं मार्केट के अंदर। बट यस, पैकेज किनका ज्यादा है? दोज हु हैव हाई एक्सपीरियंस।
I agree.
अब फ्रेशर अगर फ्लटर में जाना चाहे कि भाई मैं फ्लटर, मेरी चॉइस है, मुझे फ्लटर करनी है एंड आई वांट अ गुड पैकेज, it's very low chance. But yes, an Android in native side, what I have seen as per my experience, for only single year you can get low pay scale, but after 1 year आपकी ग्रोथ जो है ना वो 10x हो सकती है, बट इट्स टोटली डिपेंड ऑन यू, हाउ यू नो about the like native apps, and like what projects you have developed, what architecture you have followed. So it's totally depend on you.
I agree. Agree. Agree
तो
to
ये
the.
यहाँ पे मैंने 3 चीज़ बता दी है बेसिकली, लाइक नेटिव और फ्लटर और रिएक्ट नेटिव में।
Agree. I have actually worked both. I'm basically an Android developer. Then I joined the company as an Android developer, and
हुँ,
then they were. It's a service-based company, so it's not working as such on native apps as such. Most of the
हुँ,
native apps are on maintenance, and the
हुँ,
rest of the new apps that are coming right now are mostly hybrid apps like Flutter and React Native because of
ओके,
the, I think so, startups and stuff. I have
हुँ,
encountered this on the point of that Android apps are. Why do companies even use native apps as compared to hybrid apps? Is
हुँ,
that I have encountered some of the problems that I want to state. Like for
हुँ,
example, in Flutter app, there was this mob SF security issues that
हुँ,
I encountered, and it was some kind of some library that I was using was using some kind of broadcast receiver whose
हुँ,
exported
हुँ,
was true somewhere down in the library. I cannot
हुँ,
modify it because it's inside of a library now, and the
करेक्ट,
security issue remains. Same,
बिल्कुल,
there are many issues inside of a Flutter app because of the libraries that we use. It's not our code, it's someone else's. But when it comes to native apps, it's our own code and we can totally modify it. And that's what I think. That's why companies, big companies, use KMP or native app as compared to small hybrid apps. And
करेक्ट। फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी वी हैव मोर इन केस ऑफ द नेटिव एप्स ना, लाइक वी कैन डू व्हाटएवर वी वांट, वी कैन
agree,
प्ले विद एनीथिंग। बट इन फ्लटर लाइक बाउंड वहां पर हो जाते हैं, रेस्ट्रिक्शंस हो जाती हैं काफी सारी चीजों की, तो हमको उसके अकॉर्डिंग अपनी रिक्वायरमेंट चेंज करनी पड़ जाती है।
agree. I agree to the point. I think so. Most of the banking applications as well, because of the security issues, they are always native apps. They're not Flutter or React Native apps. And also React Native, I think so, takes up more space as compared to what a native app does. And
बिल्कुल।
and that's what I think. What's your
यस, बट
advice?
यस लाइक
Yeah.
but yes, like in industry, what I have seen, like companies using the native apps, correct, but they also have the React Native developer. Why? The reason behind this, like some sort of component that is completely backend driven, and like that is trying, that is very difficult to made on the native side or time consuming thing, so they made in the React Native, correct, and like add that functionality in the native apps.
Okay.
So that one thing I want to highlight, like you can integrate the React Native component in the like native apps. Not basically React Native, like I can say like React JS component thing.
Okay. Some kind through some kind of bridging, I think.
Correct, correct.
Yes. Okay. I've never seen that like myself, but that would be interesting to see. Like, how would you even
Yes,
architect it? That would be very interesting. Like,
correct.
what's your thinking on Compose for web? Because I was actually trying to make this a small SaaS uh, with a website, and the website I wanted to use was like written in Kotlin because I know Kotlin, and I wanted to write
Mhm.
backend with Ktor and front end with Compose for web. And I encountered that multi-platform as such is much more based on the app site as compared to website. And
Correct.
there's CobWeb that is the framework that I am thinking of using. What's your thinking on
Hmm.
Kotlin for web? That's what I want to know.
Hmm. So basically, things are like growing. So as like if we talk about like before 1.5 year or like 1 and 2 year before, so like कंपोज मार्केट में आया था, इस तरह से चीजें थी कि हाँ कंपोज है मार्केट में, आइडियली पहले आ चुका था कंपोज, बट लाइक इट टेक्स टाइम. Like
100%. Yeah.
people still have not migrated to the compose, but right now they are starting. अभी कर रहे हैं, अभी तक माइग्रेट नहीं कर, कुछ कंपनीज ने कर लिया है, बट अभी लाइक मोस्ट ऑफ द कंपनीज, अभी जैसे लिंक्डइन के ऊपर चीजें हो रही है कि कंपोज कंपोज एवरीवेयर इज कंपोज, सो पीपल्स आर ट्राइंग टू माइग्रेट ऑन द कंपोज. बट यस लाइक 2 साल से मैं कंपोज से प्रॉपरली काम कर रहा हूँ. बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे हैं कि जो कंपोज को अभी टच भी नहीं किया. सो व्हाट दिस इंडिकेट्स, technology, like any technology that comes in the Android or any sort of technology, ठीक है, so it takes time to be mature. So अभी कंपोज काफी स्टेबल हो गया, पीपल्स कर रहे हैं माइग्रेट. लेकिन अगर हम बात करते हैं वेब की, so in apps people are using, but in case of web people are not using, they are making like some like cool projects, like a normal basic projects, correct, they are not using for the production level websites, what I have seen.
Yes, 100%.
करेक्ट. सो लाइक इट विल टेक टाइम. तो जैसे लाइक वेबसाइट अभी हमारा जेएस के अंदर लोग बनाते हैं, जेएस में बनती है, जावा के अंदर बैकएंड का कर लेते हैं कुछ लोग, ठीक है, रिएक्ट में हमारी वेबसाइट का फ्रंट एंड डिजाइन हो रहा है, एचटीएमएल से, तो ये चीज चल रही है उसमें, बैकएंड पे जेएस चल रही है. लेकिन कॉटलिन को आने में थोड़ा भी टाइम लगेगा, अभी चीजें ग्रोइंग हो रही है, बट यस डेफिनेटली इट कैन बी अ गुड ऑप्शन इन द फ्यूचर.
Like, do you think like if I were to make a SaaS out of Kit or as a backend and front end with Compose or Web, will it be a good um, thing to do for the future, or it's a bad idea? I should just switch to JS for that?
नो हाँ, सो फॉर फ्यूचर वी कांट कमिट एनीथिंग. लाइक अगर हम ये सोच के चलें कि लाइक कंपोज से वेब का फ्यूचर होगा,
Hmm.
नहीं, वी कांट डू, वी कांट कमिट. हो सकता है कि कल को कोई और दूसरी चीज आ जाए.
I agree.
लाइक अभी फ्लटर काफी टाइम पहले पॉपुलर हुआ, ठीक है, गूगल है स्टार्टेड यूजिंग, करेक्ट, बट अभी लाइक गूगल ने फ्लटर डेवलपर्स को फायर कर दिया,
Mm-hmm.
करेक्ट, फ्लटर गूगल का ही है, ठीक, एंड्रॉइड भी गूगल का है. सो ये चीज, ये लोग अपनी चीज लेकर आते हैं, जब इनकी मर्जी होती है उसी चीज खत्म कर देते हैं. सो लाइक वी कांट एंश्योर एनीथिंग फॉर फ्यूचर. सो अभी जो चीज चल रही है, वी शुड डू दैट. यस, वी मस्ट हैव द नॉलेज लाइक हाउ दीज न्यू थिंग्स इज वर्किंग, करेक्ट. सो वो चीज हम देख सकते हैं बेसिक प्रोजेक्ट का. बट ये हाँ, क्या फ्यूचर रेफरेंस के लिए हम एक प्रोजेक्ट बनाना चाहिए इन द कॉटलिन और कंपोज फॉर द वेब, कि लाइक हम इसको फ्यूचर में सही चल जाएंगे, तो आई थिंक इट्स नॉट द राइट आइडिया.
It's an overextension. Like, we'll just, yeah.
लाइक आप बना लोगे, ठीक है, लाइक आप बना लोगे, बट अ प्रोजेक्ट नीड्स अ टीम.
Yeah, 100%.
हाउ विल यू ट्रेन द टीम?
Yeah. Uh,
Even like people starting using the compose in the company. So like if there is a team size of 10 people and one or two person know the compose, and they took the initiative to migrate on the compose, so like it's their responsibility to manage all the things on the top level.
I agree.
So responsibility काफी ज्यादा बढ़ जाती है उसमें. Like if I took my example, like when I joined my current company last year, so I took the initiative to migrate to the compose complete apps, correct. So I was the only person in the team that knows the compose. Before that, like no one using. So I took initiative, and like I have faced a lot of difficulties. I have talked with a lot of people, so like how this thing we can do, and क्या क्या चीज हम कर सकते हैं बेस्ट थिंग बनाने के लिए, ठीक. बट यस, at this point of time we have properly using the compose on the production level apps, and like जो भी कुछ new apps बन रहे हैं वो compose हम बना रहे हैं, वो टीम सीख चुकी है उसमें, तो like it took time.
I agree. Agree. What about like indie developers? If one it's just one guy making this product now, is it okay to go for Compose Web just to try things out?
Huh? Yes, we can go, we can try, like at least like why we can try. The reason first I want to mention that if we go for the like a good for making our, for executing our idea in the like this new technology in compose or kotlin this thing, so वहां पर हमें काफी सारी चीजों का आइडिया मिल जाएगा कि हाँ यार ये चीज हमें डिफिकल्ट आ रही है इसमें, we can easily do in the JS, but like this is not supported in this. So वहां पर हम इजीली जज कर पाएंगे कि क्या एक्चुअल में अभी कमी है कंपोज के अंदर, कंपोज और कॉटलिन में। बट हाँ कि लाइक सारा टाइम उसके ऊपर दे देना अपार्ट फ्रॉम लाइक अदर थिंग्स, तो लाइक इट्स नॉट अ गुड आइडिया, क्योंकि वो सिर्फ लाइक वी आर मेकिंग दैट प्रोजेक्ट ओनली फॉर द लर्निंग और ओनली फॉर लाइक इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग द थिंग्स।
Yes, yes.
But if we have a people, one to two people or like single person can also try this thing.
I agree. What's your advice on someone who is just like, for example, let's take my example particularly here, that I have just passed out like in 2023. I have 1 year of experience with Flutter and native Android.
Hmm.
So like a lot of people are in this
Hmm.
particular segment which just passed out, who are into
Hmm.
this phase of, I have just gone from lockdown. I don't have that many engineering skills, but I want to grow as a
Hmm.
developer. And also I have 1 year of experience in native Android or somewhere or maybe Flutter. What's your advice on that
Hmm.
particular career pattern? How should I grow? How should I plan my next steps?
So like you have like knowledge of the Flutter and native as well. So like you want to decide like
Yes.
in which like I want to move. Yes. So basically, like let's took an example. Like if you know the like native Android and you are in the company, you joined a company, correct? You work there around for 6 months and you have made an app or like you contribute in the native app. But after 6 months, like company say that we are launching a new project that needs to be developed in the Flutter, correct? What will you do? That's my like simple question.
For me, like needed to switch to Flutter because there wasn't any native app, so I switched to Flutter to just now.
No, no, not switch. Like switch word is different, and like having like a two different knowledge is different thing.
I also learned Flutter. That's what I wanted to say.
Correct. So like in that case, like that's the opportunity for us. Like agar hum apas like we are not doing a job right now, correct? If a person who have not job and who want to who have like a good knowledge of multiple technologies, लाइक थोड़ा सा फ्लटर आ गया, ठीक है, थोड़ी सी नेटिव सीख लिया या थोड़ा सा उसने वेब के अंदर कुछ चीज़ें बना लिया, तो व्हाट आई वुड सजेस्ट, पिक स्ट्रॉन्ग एनी वन टेक्नोलॉजी,
I agree.
डिसाइड दिस, यू कैन पिक एनीथिंग, फ्लटर आप चूज कर सकते हो, आप वेब चूज कर सकते हो, ठीक है, आप नेटिव, ऐसा नहीं है कि लाइक किसी भी चीज़ में जॉब नहीं है या इसमें जॉब कम है इसमें जॉब ज़्यादा है, जॉब इज टोटली डिपेंड ऑन योर एफर्ट्स, ऑन योर प्रोजेक्ट्स, ऑन योर लेवल ऑफ नॉलेज, आप किसी भी चीज़ में हो,
Do
ठीक है, तो
you?
आप
Yeah.
एक चीज स्ट्रॉन्ग कर लो, ठीक है, अभी जैसे आपने लाइक फ्लटर स्ट्रॉन्ग कर लिया, ठीक है, अभी आगे बात आती है कि भाई अब नेटिव का कोई ऐप्स आ रहा है, तो आप सीख लोगे उसे, क्या हो गया, आइडियली प्रिंसिपल्स तो सेम है ना,
Hmm. They all work on the same operating system. So yeah,
करेक्ट, प्रिंसिपल
principle
सेम
is.
है, लाइक ओनली द वे ऑफ राइटिंग द कोड इज डिफरेंट, just like if I talk about in case of the compose and Kotlin thing, so like people ask like should we directly move to the compose, I would suggest no, like you should start with the XML, like you must have knowledge of the designing things, like every view has some property like size, font, styling, these things, and same in the compose, every compose has these properties, only the way of writing the things is different.
I agree. Like, what's your idea on resume as such? Like, do projects matter more when they are actually, I have made a project, but it's just on GitHub. I haven't released it on Google Play Store. I have a project that is released on Google Play Store. It might have 10 users, not more than that. What do you think matters more in resume? Projects or just more? I need to get more experience.
So I have a question like resume for fresher or like for senior developer.
For fresher, early stages in career. You can explain both. Both of the people can know.
Correct. So basically, like there are completely different approach in case of the fresher and in case of the senior developer. So in case of the fresher, like what recruiter or like what I will see, correct. So basically, recruiter shortlist the resume. based on the ATS score. But in short companies or in startups, they are not using the basically ATS. Correct. So like
Okay.
they just took the requirement from the developer. What is your requirement in the team? And like they publish in the JD and they publish the post. Correct. So like they took the resume from the from some third parties or like from direct from the candidates. Correct. And they shortlist based on the keywords that you have provided. Correct. And after that they send all the resumes to the developers. So basically developer shortlist the resume finally. Correct. So what we see in the resume, first, if you are a fresher, first we check you are from which college.
Okay. For me, I'm from BIT Misra.
Yes. So like I am asking, like I am saying, first check like from college. Correct. Ideally, college is not matter. College matter, but it's not matter to like to so much extent.
It's the 10% of the resume. That's it.
Correct. Correct. But the call that's why you must mention your college like below,
Yeah.
not on the top.
Okay.
Correct. So on the top, what you can do, what you can mention, like you can mention the repeated things, just like you can mention the projects thing.
Okay.
Correct. You can, and if you have some internship experience, you can mention that.
Okay.
Correct.
Yes.
So the thing is, like projects really matters, and if you don't have internships, then it's most important. Like this is the only criteria the recruiter or the developers will judge you on the basis of your project and on the basis of your GitHub profile. Like you, let's say you mention 3 project in the resume or 4 project. Correct. You have mentioned the description. So like I will read not read the complete description. I will read like top headlines. But what I will see, I will check the GitHub link. Is it really made by you? How many commit you have made? What are the files or what are the architecture you have followed in the project? So the GitHub link is important rather than mentioning the project in the resume. So project आपको mention करना चाहिए. Like you should made the project mention in resume with GitHub link. Without GitHub link, if you mention the project, there is no sense.
I agree. Agree to that part. Um, like what do you think about this particular thing called? I have seen a lot of things around Twitter, and Twitter has a very idea of like everything becomes hyper inflated. Like
Hmm.
it's a echo chamber, so it might just get everything becomes hyper inflated. So
Hmm.
what happens is I have seen, like, for example, Harkirat, right? He
Hmm.
suddenly switched from JS to Web3 to AI, and a lot of people are switching from these three different as if it's nothing. And fresher who has just come out from this thing, he's watching this guy switch from three different particular fields and get the job of $130,000 and stuff. And he's watching this guy switch and make videos, make courses as if he knows everything. I'm not
Hmm.
saying anything wrong about him. He might know a lot as compared to others. What I'm pointing out is that there are certain people who are exceptions, and there are certain people who are just normal people who have just come out from the college. Uh, what's your idea? Like, should I just stay on one field, get myself good at that, or should I chase after trend, go for AI, ML, Web3?
So its simple answer is stability. Like that guy has stable.
Yeah,
That guy has at that point that he can leave the job. He can switch the job. He can switch any technology. Then no impact happen with
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But yes, it's not the case of the fresher. Like you don't have job, you don't have bank balance, you don't have anything, sir. You have a lot of responsibility. So अभी आप like influencers को देखकर किस चक्कर में पड़ रहे हो? So that's why I said like बिजनेस के मैटर में भी या और कुछ भी चीज हो, like people are showing their lifestyle, it's okay, it's completely agreed. But the thing is like आप उनको उस तरह से फॉलो ना करो कि लाइक जैसे उन्होंने किया ऐसे ही हमें करना है. लाइक अपनी कोई प्रॉपर चीज है लाइक जो एक्चुअल में रियलिटी होती है, नो वन विल शो यू. हालांकि पीपल बोलते हैं कि लाइक व्हाट आई हैव, लाइक हाउ आई क्रैक दिस, हाउ आई क्रैक दिस, हाउ आई डू दिस, बट एक्चुअली सब स्क्रिप्टेड होती है।
I agree.
हो सकता है एक दो का ठीक हो, लाइक आई एम नॉट सेइंग एनीथिंग रॉन्ग अबाउट एनीवन, आई एम नॉट टारगेटिंग एनीवन बेसिकली, बट यस, मोस्टली द थिंग स्क्रिप्टेड होती है चीजें, ठीक है। एफर्ट्स करते हैं लोग, ठीक है, काम करते हैं, बट जो दिखाने का तरीका है वो थोड़ा सा अलग हो जाता है, और फिर सामने वाला जो उसको देखता है उसका माइंड पर गलत इंपैक्ट पड़ता है। वो उसको सोचता है कि यार इसने तो बंदा ऐसे कर लिया, मैं कैसे करूंगा। तो लाइक हमें डाइवर्ट नहीं होना है, हमें सबकी बात सुननी है, देखनी है। लाइक आप ये देखो ना कि लाइक इफ सम गाय हैज स्विच फ्रॉम लाइक प्रीवियस टेक्नोलॉजी टू अनदर टेक्नोलॉजी, कहीं से तो उसने स्टार्ट किया ना।
Yeah. Yeah.
सो यू मस्ट हैव अ स्टार्ट। अगर आप करियर इनिशियल में आप सोचोगे कि पहले मैं ये रिएक्ट मैंने कर लिए, इसमें कुछ प्रोजेक्ट बना लिए, अब लिंक्डइन में मैंने किसी की पोस्ट देखी कि भाई इसमें इस बंदे को फ्लटर में इतने लाख का पैकेज मिला है, तो क्या मैं फ्लटर कर लूं? नहीं ब्रो, नहीं नहीं जाना आपको। यू शुड स्टिक वन टेक्नोलॉजी, यू शुड मास्टर दैट टेक्नोलॉजी। Master means like you should know the core basics of that technology. Like if you say the Flutter, correct? You must know like how Flutter works. What is the basic component of Flutter? Like how you can implement architecture level things. How you can separate out the layers between the code. How you can write a clean code. How you can implement the maps, payments, these things. Like अगर आपको ये सारी चीज आती है, ठीक, तो आप लाइक तब अप्लाई करो कंपनीज के अंदर। एक चीज मैं शुरू से मैंने नोटिस की, मैं अपनी चीज अप्लाई करता हूँ। मार्केट में कंपटीशन बहुत ज़्यादा है। अगर आप चाहते हो कि मुझे ST1 की जॉब मिले, सो यू मस्ट प्रिपेयर ऑन द लेवल ऑफ ST2। आपको ST2 लेवल का आना चाहिए, तब आपको ST1 की जॉब मिलेगी।
Okay.
तो ऐसा नहीं कि आपने एक प्रोजेक्ट बना लिया, ठीक है, और आपने थोड़ी थोड़ी सी नॉलेज सब चीज़ की ले ली, सामने वाले इंटरव्यू कहाँ से क्वेश्चन पूछेगा?
I
वो
agree.
सोचेगा कि यार बंदे को फ्लटर भी आती है, बंदे को ये भी आती है, फिर वो उसकी जहाँ से मर्जी वहाँ से क्वेश्चन पूछेगा वो। इवन इंटरव्यू भी क्रैक नहीं कर पाओगे। सो फर्स्ट स्टिक टू द वन टेक्नोलॉजी, टेक अ जॉब, मास्टर दैट, उस जॉब के अंदर काफी अच्छी अपनी परफॉर्मेंस बनाओ, देन डू वट एवर यू वॉन्ट, लर्न न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी। लाइक पीपल्स in the Android, they have a 5 to 7 years of experience. I know the multiple people, they are learning backend
I
for the
agree.
higher career growth. But for higher, what higher? Like they achieve a like level of 30, 40, 50 LPA in Android, but they want more than this, तो मूव कर रहे हैं, स्विच कर रहे हैं। बट यार एक 30 लाख, 20 लाख, 15 लाख पैकेज लो तो।
I agree. What do you think about, what do you expect in an Android developer? What are the things? What are the qualities? What are the stages that an Android developer should go through to become a good Android developer that is hireable by the companies?
द फर्स्ट थिंग इज द कोर बेसिक्स। कोर बेसिक्स इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। अभी लाइक मैंने यहाँ पर एक चीज बोली है कि ST1 को ST2 बंदे का लेवल का आना चाहिए, लेकिन इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि ST2 बंदे आर्किटेक्चर लेवल पे चीजें जाती हैं तो आप बेसिक्स को छोड़कर आर्किटेक्चर में डायरेक्ट चले जाओ। नो, फर्स्ट स्ट्रॉन्ग द बेसिक कंपोनेंट्स। हाउ द बेसिक फंडामेंटल्स ऑफ एंड्रॉइड, what are the basic fundamentals of Android, what are the core basic components of Android, how they are working, how they are interacting, correct? Then just slowly move to the upper level, higher level, then move to the architecture things. Like how, what is the need of architecture? People are using MVVM, why people are using MVVM, what is the need of that? उससे पहले तो काम चल ही रहा था, MVC लोग यूज कर रहे थे, ऐसे क्या इशू आया? वाई? जस्ट फोकस ऑन द वाई। सो वाई के ऊपर फोकस करो, आर्किटेक्चर चीजें देखो कि क्यों ऐसी चीजें कर रहे हैं। डिपेंडेंसी इंजेक्शन, व्हाई वी आर यूजिंग डैगर, व्हाई वी आर यूजिंग हिल्ड, बिफोर दैट वी हैव कॉइन, राइट नाउ वी आल्सो हैव कॉइन, व्हाई सम कंपनीज यूज कॉइन। सो लाइक वी नीड दिस सॉर्ट ऑफ like thought in the mind,
I agree.
correct?
Agree.
First
Yes.
do the basics, then focus on the why. If you are moving to any higher things, people using the clean code architecture, what is the need of clean code, what is the need of use case, why we are making any additional layers, why we are using the multi-module architecture, what is the need of this? So इस तरह से जो चीजें हैं, लाइक आई एम नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग टू दीज थिंग्स टू द फ्रेशर कि लाइक आपको क्लीन कोड आना चाहिए, आपको ये भी आना चाहिए, वो भी आना चाहिए, बट यस, एटलीस्ट व्हाट आई विल एक्सपेक्ट, द फर्स्ट थिंग, बेसिक फंडामेंटल्स, you must have strong in the basic fundamental. Second thing, you must have the knowledge of the MVVM, as like MVVM is the core part in every company, in every project. कहीं भी आप जाओगे MVVM आपको चाहिए. MVVM, core routines, dependency injection.
Kotlin
अगर
flows
लाइक
as well, yeah.
प्रेशर को ये आता है, नहीं ठीक है, बंदा क्रैक कर लेगा इंटरव्यू को, ऐसे ही मसला नहीं है.
Okay. Okay. What do you think about, like, as an Android developer? I've encountered this. I was just giving an interview with as an Android for Android developer position, and he asked me question, why do you I've used in my project, I've used Coin and Ktor for API calls and for dependency injection. He asked me, why did you even use Coin? What's the point of using Coin when you can use Dagger Hilt? If I were to choose Dagger Hilt in a very scalable project, will it work, or should I switch? Should I switch to Coin? I couldn't answer that particularly because I never studied the limitation of these two. I just use them because they are trending technologies. I wanted to understand, like, first of all, how do you even study the limitations of a particular technology? And secondly, I still haven't found the answer to this question. If you have, please share it with me.
Okay, so basically, like coin is also using by most of the companies. Correct. Like Dagger Hill, people started using since like 2 to 3 years. But like when I joined the company, so like in that like coin was using, correct. And like every technology have some limitations, have some drawbacks. Like coin has it's also drawbacks. And Dagger Hilt is also have drawbacks. Like some people say, if you are using the dagger, some people will ask you why you are using dagger, why you are not using hilt, dagger hilt complete, if you are using hilt. So basically these are the questions like that interviewer will target to you. Like there is no much difference between these things. You can achieve all the things from the coin. Only the way things like first I can say, yes, first I can say that thing is in hilt, or like right now we are using a dagger hilt. So the code code part, or like complexity part is reduced. What we need to make, we only make a module class, correct, and apply the annotations of the classes, correct? These things. So like with the point of simplicity and all other things, we can use that. But like it's not specific, like it's not recommended कि like आपको like you should use the dagger ही, आपको dagger use करना है, आपको coin use नहीं करना है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. I see coin is used in like very bigger projects.
Okay. Yes. I
Yes.
understand. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, understand the basics, have the foundation clear, and understand the internals of Android.
Correct. Correct.
That's the foundation of what do you expect from an Android developer. What do you
Exactly.
what do you think about like AI as such? Like, I have always asked this interesting question that
Mm.
programmers versus AI. Will programmers be displaced by AI? What do you think
No,
about?
no,
Yeah.
definitely no. No, like how can AI replace? I am not thinking like this. Just because of like AI is becoming like more powerful, but the things that like normal people, or like we developers have, like the innovative ideas, like AI can generate. If you like type the things, like if you type a keyword, just like I want to make an app, please give me some sort of ideas. So what AI will give you,
Some
like in
random
ChatGPT,
stuff.
random stuff,
Yeah.
and that is already available on the Google.
So, I actually, what I was making was currently that I had an idea that I want to make this particular SaaS, which
Hmm,
basically what it does is basically converts the threads that we have on Twitter into a blog
hmm,
post. And I was trying to use AI for that.
hmm,
And it didn't give me this idea. I had to come up with my own. I tried
hmm,
to ask it particular questions like how should I proceed with that? Is Kotlin for web okay? Can I make a website out of Kotlin for this particular idea? Should I need a web scraper? The thing is, he was giving me very. Sometimes he gives me, yeah, you can use it. Second time he's like, nah, this is the good answer. So yeah, I think so. AI just can't understand what he actually particularly says. So he doesn't that particular AI does not understand the use case of real life.
Hmm.
Like, um, for example, I'm making a water tracking app, right? It didn't give me the idea of water tracking app. It just gave me again and again movie app, some kind of ticket booking app, Uber app. It didn't give me any particular idea or use case that I can actually build products on. So
Correct.
that's what I think, at least. AI,
Yes. So it can give you the top level idea, like you can make like this. But what the challenges you face? It can also list on some challenges as well. But the real life challenges, like how people will face the challenge in this thing, like what the problems can be occur. So just like if in a company you have a product, or like that product is live in like around 1 lakh people, or like 10 lakh people are using that product. So like AI can't predict these things. Like people can face this problem. Like it can predict at like a minimum level of extent, but real life it can't extent.
very difficult. Yeah. I think so. It lacks context and a lot of experience that humans have.
Hmm.
And that's why um, I think so. It's different and I think AI cannot collect feedback. Humans can collect a lot of feedback, like
Correct.
talking to a friend. We can easily collect a free feedback, but and uh, there's a circumstance where humans as well are biased. For example, if you ask someone, um, like maybe your mother, she will
Hmm.
always say, yeah, this is a very good idea. It might not be,
Correct.
but she'll always say this is a good idea. If you ask a very skeptic friend, he will say, yeah,
Hmm.
this is a bad idea, you shouldn't do this. So humans are always biased, and I think so humans can spot that, but AI cannot. It will just treat it another set of data. So yeah, it might be, biased towards human here. That's what I think, at least.
एआई तो रिप्लेस नहीं करने वाला अभी, ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं है। ठीक है, तो बेसिकली इट्स ओनली फॉर अस और हेल्प, फॉर अस और फॉर आवर ईज। लाइक यू कैन मेक increase your productivity, you can increase the level of your thinking based on the suggestions given by the AI, correct? So basically don't like don't fear from AI,
Yeah,
just took its advantage. So like what you can see, like peoples are scaling their businesses with the help of AI, correct? Like
agreed.
they can generate a lot of revenue with the help of AI, but like they are not completing do with the help of AI. They took the examples. What you can do. So right now, let's say if you are writing an email, correct, and you are writing the email professionally completely. So there can be two things. Either you type all the email, or what you can do, you can provide the simple prompt to the chat GPT, correct? It can generate. So instead of posting the complete copy pasting, what you can do, you can modify that template based on your ideas or based on your thought,
Yeah,
करेक्ट?
agree.
सो लाइक वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा आपके लिए हेल्पफुल हुआ उसमें, इम्पैक्ट आपने एक अच्छा क्रिएट कर दिया सामने वाले के लिए, आपका टाइम बच गया।
Agree. Like, yeah, AI versus programming. What I wanted to know more is, like, I had just one more question. That if you were to stand out in the market of, like, in the job market, as a fresher or maybe as a senior engineer as well, what are the
Hmm.
things that a person should do? Except, like, of course, you told me already. If you want to prepare for SDE1, prepare for SDE2. Okay, that's a good point to stand out in the market. What else can I do to make me a better candidate?
Not got your actual question. Like, can you please repeat?
Like, my question was, how do you stand out in the job market?
Okay.
Uh, uh, yeah. As you said, like, if you're SDE1, if you're
Hmm.
targeting SDE1, prepare for SDE2. That's a
Hmm.
good point if you want to stand out in the market. But for example, HR might not know that you have the knowledge of SDE2. So first of all, I need to get an interview. How do
Hmm.
I go from the process of I don't have any interviews to go to, okay, I have a lot of interviews. Now I can give the knowledge of SDE to the interviewer. Yeah.
The first thing is the personal branding. This is the very important aspect to stand out in the market in the current scenario. You must have a personal brand, not in sense of the like revenue things. Basically, personal brand is like your personal identity. Like your resume will not explain you, but the whatever you have write, whatever you have mentioned, whatever the link you have added in your resume, that shows your personal branding. So how we can make a personal branding? So as point of the like engineer or like tech developer or Android developer, not software engineer, if I talk about, so we have multiple things. We can improve our LinkedIn, correct? First thing is LinkedIn, second thing is GitHub, third thing, if we are a web developer, we can make our portfolio website, correct? Another thing, we can provide the guidance to the people, what peoples are already doing, correct? But most of the people don't, those who have actual knowledge, those who have good certain sort of good amount of knowledge, but are not providing the guidance, have not personal branding, but they should do. So LinkedIn, GitHub, portfolio websites, guidance, and like Instagram is very important things right now nowadays. So on Instagram, like you can create your page where you can provide the things, whatever you know, where you can share the things
I agree.
that will impact.
100%. So can you please talk more about like KMP as such? Like,
Yes. So basically, KMP, compose multi-platform. Yes. So KMP is very good thing if for the Kotlin developers, correct? If we talk about the Flutter and KMP things, so in Flutter, what we are used to do, so we have different language Dart. But if someone is from the Kotlin background or Android native background, तो उसको अगर एप्स बनाने हैं या तो फ्लटर पर जाएगा, वो फ्लटर पे जाना इतना ईजी नहीं, फिर उसको डार्ट सीखेगा वो. सो इट्स अ वेरी गुड आइडिया टू स्टार्ट विद द केएमपी.
I agree.
सो अगर आपसे कंपोज आता है, केएमपी में लिखो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. केएमपी में क्या होता है, वट इन कंपोज मल्टी प्लेटफॉर्म, लाइक योर कोड इज शेयर्ड completely and your UI is also shared. Like with single code, you can make the UI of the both things, just like completely Flutter. Only the majorly difference is like it's for the it's benefit for the like Kotlin developers. But if you know the Flutter, then go for Flutter.
I agree. Like most like Swiggy, I think so is using KMM. So most of the big companies are switching to Kotlin multi-platform as such to target the uh, to build apps around Kotlin multi-platform, and I think so. Google is also pushing it as compared to
Correct.
Flutter.
Like अगर आप like remote जगह देखोगे, like जो outside India है, ठीक है, peoples are using KMP, Kotlin multi module, these things like काफी यूज हो रही हैं बाहर, लेकिन इंडिया के अंदर धीरे धीरे चीजें अडॉप्ट हो रही हैं, कंपनीज कुछ स्टार्ट कर रही है. तो अभी जैसे स्विगी की आप बात बता रहे हो, ठीक है, स्विगी है, ठीक है, और कंपनीज हैं कुछ जो यूज करने स्टार्ट करी. धीरे धीरे क्या होगा कि आगे वो अपने कुछ आर्टिकल्स डालेंगे, ठीक है, लोग पढ़ेंगे, डेवलपर्स पढ़ेंगे उस चीज को, तो आगे वो चीज ग्रो ही होगी. कंपोज का भी ऐसा ही हुआ, उसमें एकदम से चीजें नहीं आई. बट यस, कॉटलिन मल्टी प्लेटफॉर्म, सॉरी, कंपोज मल्टी प्लेटफॉर्म is definitely good thing. Actually, I have not tried yet, but yes, I have like read a lot of articles about this. So like I will start.
Yeah, a lot of people are switching towards it, and yeah,
ये like एक issue है ना, not a issue, एक अच्छी चीज है basically. Like in compose, the making UI and like combining the logics with the UI is very handy.
I agree.
Like if I compare the Flutter and the compose thing, most of the things for the UI perspective are same, like state management things are same, correct? It is declarative, Flutter is also declarative, but the code size or like conciseness in the compose, not in the Flutter. Flutter is more complex than the compose.
I agree. You have to also depend upon external libraries as compared to what
Correct. Correct.
Android native provides. So
So यहाँ पर हमें सारी चीजें मिल जाती हैं
yeah,
कि आपको लाइक कोई भी नेटिव लाइब्रेरी है, आप इजीली प्ले कर सकते हो, अच्छे से डीप डाइव जा सकते हो, ठीक है. एक ही कोड लिखना है आपको. It's definitely a like a good opportunity for the like Android developers.
I agree. Yeah, these were my all the questions here. If you have anything
I hope,
to,
like I answered your all questions like as per your expectations.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, you have more than my expectations.
So basically, I think initially I have already mentioned it is my second podcast. So like before that, I was also thinking कि, like in future, like someone will invite me for podcast, and like when the day is come. So finally, like this day is like very good for me, and like this opportunity is very good for me. Like that someone like at least I am happy that peoples are noticing me, like people's are gain some knowledge, people know that this guy has like some good things. So that's like very happy things for me. And yes, thanks bro, thanks for inviting.
Yeah, I enjoyed this conversation. Yeah, thank you for coming.
Correct, no issue.
So, yeah, this is it, and I'll take my leave for now. I hope you enjoyed this podcast and this added some real value to you. This is it for now, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye bye.